Negative and fractional exponents are the bane of pretty much every calculus student's existence. Remember that if I write x to the negative n, that's 1 over x to the n, and we always have the caveat x does not equal 0. Whether we write it or not, we mean that. And if I have x to a fraction, that is x to the a to the bth root. Or we can rewrite that as the bth root of x whole thing to the a. So it doesn't matter which one you do. If you take the root, or if you raise it to the power and then take the root, or if you do the root and raise it to the power. Now remember, when we multiply, we add exponents. So x to the a times x to the b is x to the a plus b. When we divide, we subtract exponents. So x to the a divided by x to the b is x to the a minus b, as long as x doesn't equal 0. Now this makes sense because x to the b, minus b is the same thing as 1 over x to the b. You remember, so these are kind of the same rule. They're exactly the same rule, as a matter of fact. Only we're recognizing in this case that b is negative. And when we raise to the powers, we multiply the exponents. So x to the a to the b is x times ab. X to the a times b. Now, let's look at this right here. In general in calculus, we want to write things without negative exponents. So, how would I rewrite this? This is negative 8 divided by x squared. And we're done. Now again, we want to write this without negative exponents. So there are a couple ways you could do this. You could write this as negative 3 to the negative 2 divided by x to the 4th to the negative 2. All right. Now I can rewrite this as, let's see, this is 1 over negative 3 squared. I move this to the denominator. And I can move this one. Let me just rewrite this as x to the negative 8. I'm going to put in a few more steps than you need to. You could have just flipped it. That would have been fine. So this is 1 over 9 times, what does this become? It becomes x to the 8th. So this whole thing is x to the 8th over 9. Could we have just flipped this to start with? And the answer is yes. You could have just written this as x to the 4th divided by negative 3 squared. So this is x to the 8th divided by negative 3 squared. So x to the 8th divided by 9. Boom, you're done. Don't give yourself any more steps than you have to. But I have something like this, 27x cubed to the negative 2/3. Oh, let's go on and get rid of the negative exponents. Always do that first. So this is 1 over 27x cubed to the minus 2/3. Now I'm going to break this up. Let me look at 27 to, did I put a negative there, to the 2/3. Always do the cubed root first. Always do the denominator first. All right, so this becomes 27. The cubed root of 27 is 3 squared. So this becomes 9. And x cubed to the 2/3 is the same thing as x squared. So this whole thing up here becomes 1 over 9x squared. Now let's look at this one right here. 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 to the minus 1/2. Well, this is 1 over 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 to the 1/2. Now, what I need to do at this point in time is factor this. And when I factor the denominator, I get that this is 1 over 2x minus 3 squared to the 1/2. Now you will remember that the absolute value of x is equal to the square root of x squared. So what does this become? this becomes 1 over the absolute value of 2x minus 3. Now, I know a lot of books will just write this as 1 over 2x minus 3. So you really have to be careful with your notation. Now, what if I have something like this? This becomes quite messy if I'm not careful. This is negative 16 over 3 times 1 over 8 to the 5/3 x to the 5/3. All I've done is move everything to the denominator. So this is negative 16 divided by 3. Now 8 to the 5/3, the cubed root of 8 is 2. So this is 1 over 2 to the 5th times 1 over x to the 5/3. And you could do all this in one step if you like. So this becomes negative 16 divided by 3 times 1 over 32 times 1 over x to the 5/3. And you wind up with, let's see, if I do some simplifying here, that cancels, so it's minus 1 over 6 x to the 5/3. Now the final one we're going to do, let's look at x plus 4 to the 1/2 divided by x minus 4 to the 1/2. So this is going to be x plus 4 to the 1/2. And when I move this up, this becomes x minus 4 to the 1/2. Now for this, I can I can move that exponent to the outside. So this is x plus 4 times x minus 4, whole thing to the 1/2. So this becomes x squared minus 16 to the 1/2.